Yo, what's up, guys? Welcome back to Trippy Commentaries. Thanks for joining me here in Grand Theft Auto 5 as we try to solve the Chiliad mystery, or should we call it the Shasta mystery? I'm sure you guys might have heard that Mount Chiliad is based off of Mount Shasta, but what you might not know is all of the legends and history that goes into this mountain, and believe it or not, that all links up to the Chiliad mystery and possibly gives us an idea of what exactly Rockstar is thinking. Thanks again for joining up here at the channel. Definitely subscribe if you're new, and also hit the notification button because we have some huge live streams planned. Thanks again for joining up. Let's get into the mystery of Mount Shasta. So the first thing that we have to mention, and the most important thing, is that Mount Shasta is an active volcano. In fact, it is known as a high threat level volcano, which means Mount Shasta is representing a very active volcano here in San Andreas. Now, does it have the ability to erupt? I'm not quite sure if the game engine could handle that, but still, the fact that it is an active volcano, a very dangerous volcano, is very important, especially for all of you guys in California. If you're anywhere near Mount Shasta, they do call it the magical mountain, and that's not all because of the rituals and all the different legends. It is also because it is an active volcano that has the ability to erupt at any moment. Maybe that is intertwined with the Chiliad mystery. We know the mural itself has all those different tunnels that it looks like goes through the mountain, so perhaps that has something to do with the volcanic action. I think it has to do with the alien activity, and I'll get to that here in a few. But nonetheless, let me know what you guys think about Mount Chiliad being an active volcano and a high threat level volcano at that. So the lore of many of the tribes from this area is that the mountain is inhabited by the spirit of the above world. And I was reading that there's another area nearby that is inhabited by the spirit of the below world. So it's almost like a war going on in California. So I'm sure there is a war going on here in San Andreas. And the fact that this encompasses an entire spirit, I'm not too sure what they mean by the above world. I have a feeling that it's almost like a different dimension altogether, because many people view Mount Shasta as a gateway to another dimension. So to connect that other dimension with the spirit of the above world just shows you how powerful this mountain really is. In fact, this is considered to be one of the small number of global power centers and gets a lot of new age attention. There are not that many power centers. If you read about it, of course, Google it. You have places on Earth where it seems like all the energy kind of connects, and Mount Shasta is one of them, which means, once again, Mount Chiliad is one of them. Can you believe that this is the center for all kinds of energy, one of the rarest points in the entire world? And you would think that that all kind of centers on the center point of the mountain, of course, where we can find that symbol which lines up to the top of Mount Chiliad, or I should say the Mount Chiliad mystery mural, this symbol right here. So if this really is the center of power for all of San Andreas, there has to be something that we have to do here or activate. We know that the message tells us to come here when our story is complete, and we have a UFO that spawns at 3 a.m. while it's raining. But there has to be another step to it, with a location that is known for having so much power, in fact being the center of power. Hopefully there's a way that we can use that power to our advantage. And I did mention that there's a ton of rituals that go down here on the mountain as well. Can you imagine Mount Shasta, all these different organizations, whether they be groups, religious, non-religious, doing who knows what on the mountain? You can tell that that's going to bring more power to it. All these different crazy ass rituals, and with the Ultras camp doing some rituals themselves, I'm sure the Epsilon have come to the mountain quite a bit with all the tracks that are found here. Who knows what kind of freaky and very powerful rituals they're performing here on a daily basis. So all of that is just the beginning. Let's get into the real connections to the Chiliad mystery. If you guys have played Grand Theft Auto San Andreas and hiked to the top of the original Mount Chiliad, it was pretty mind-blowing at the time, but Rockstar took it to the next level in Grand Theft Auto 5. They made it a complete recreation of Mount Shasta, and that is why there's a huge unsolved mystery associated with Chiliad. So if you check out this website, The Mysteries of Mount Shasta, already sounds familiar. And if you look at the top, it's getting pretty crazy. You have the Ascended Masters, the Lemurians, including the lost continent of Mu, Native Americans. That is all just the tip of the iceberg. I definitely recommend you guys check out this website. Scroll down to the weird and unusual mysteries of Mount Shasta. The first one says that in 1931, you had a forest fire sweeping across the mountain, and it was stopped by a mysterious fog that arose from nowhere. Now, could that be a link to those smoke ghosts that we found all throughout the Chiliad region? Definitely a very interesting story. You don't hear of fog monsters stopping forest fires every day. That seems to be one unique with Mount Chiliad, or of course Mount Shasta. The second one says, many Bigfoot sightings have been reported on Mount Shasta, and it is believed to be the hiding place home of these perhaps mythical creatures. Can you guys believe that? You thought that it might have ended with Bigfoot. You never know. There might be a chupacabra walking around as well. Hopefully one of them has the jetpack. Now here's the big one, guys. It says it is also said to be a UFO refueling base. Many strange pulsating lights and squadrons of dancing lights have been reported over the past 50 decades by some very credible witnesses. And it ends off by saying there's a legend of a vast network of caves and a city under Mount Shasta where reptilian creatures live. Are you kidding me? Once again, guys, read the rest of it. It gets even crazier, but that is our direct link to the Chiliad mystery. We have the UFOs. We've even heard tales of perhaps reptilians here in San Andreas. And if you look at the Chiliad mystery mural with all of those tunnels that run throughout the mountain, maybe it is a link that those UFOs are indeed driven by the reptilians that live in the refueling base that is Mount Chiliad. I have one more legend to share with you guys, and this one is a big clue to just how deep they are going with the Chiliad mystery. It says that Mount Shasta is home to a sacred spring, beings who have transcended the physical plane, and a crystal city full of ancient foes of Atlantis. Now, I believe that this is referring to the aliens. They didn't come from another planet or another galaxy. They came from another dimension, just like the Epsilon talked about with the different paradigms. I know the Ultras reference aliens as well with Lord Zaffo in different dimensions. They're all onto something, and it shows you that the aliens, with Mount Shasta being an alien refueling station and the center for power in the entire world, this is probably some sort of gateway to another dimension, and probably a gateway for the aliens. Now, how is that going to unlock a jetpack? That's definitely a good question. Definitely stay tuned, as I have another episode delving into the mysteries of Mount Shasta and how it can possibly help us solve the mysteries of Mount Chiliad. Looks like, just like in the legends, the fog is rolling in. Let me know what you guys think about the episode. It's pretty crazy how with all these unsolved mysteries to Mount Shasta, the mystery of Mount Chiliad goes unsolved as well. I got another brand new episode coming your way tomorrow, guys. Until then, make sure to keep hunting and, of course, stay trippy, my friends.